animals is that they have to cover the cost of overhead. So it basically means more intensification. That is to say, larger numbers of animals moving at a higher rate of speed through the place.
I believe that society today wants reassurance, first of all, that they have a safe source of food. Secondly, but more importantly, in all the studies that have been done, when it comes to choice, price is the guideline. We want to be able to buy our food inexpensively so we can buy a new CD or we can go on the internet at any cost, so we can have our cell phones. And we're angry when we have to pay more for food.
The freedom of the humans to get food and the cattle to get food, and for the two to live in symbiotic harmony, is a very real possibility within ecological systems of agriculture. This has been made antagonistic in two ways. Firstly, by changing the feed patterns of cattle, putting them in competition with humans, so that the factory farms of the affluent countries are literally taking away grain from the poor people of the world.
Canadian livestock consumes millions of tons of grain a year. Such mills provide mixed feed.
You create artificial contradiction between poor human beings and animals in rich countries. And then you set up a second kind of contradiction between consumers and the animals, by basically trying to argue that if you want cheap food and cheap meat, this is the only way we will provide it. It's through factory farming. But that notion of cheap meat and cheap food is based on externalizing the costs that make it a very costly way to produce food.
One hot dog, please.
Regular hot dog?
Yes, please.
The
flesh that you have on your bones is the flesh that's walking around, you know, on the bones of the deer, or on the bones of the whale, or on the bones of the goose that's flying overhead. And understanding that in a spiritual sense is that without that life form and without the integrity of that connection and acknowledgement of that, what are we? What is the human being if they cannot see the reverence in that and the sanctity in that and the sacredness in that? What have we come to?
A downer is an animal which is ill for one reason or another and lies down, goes off its legs and is not able to get up again. If it's in that state, it's usually extremely ill.
They call them down because they're down on the ground. And the way these animals are typically moved is by dragging. So they usually just take a chain, put the chain around the cow's leg, and drag them onto a truck or onto a trailer, and then take them to the slaughterhouse. As long as these animals are still alive, they can be used for human food. And that's why the industry is reluctant to humanely euthanize these animals.
The handling of unfit animals is a very grave concern. It has to be handled immediately and as humanely as possible. And when it isn't, something should be done. Either the people should be charged and fined, and the industry does not tolerate the inhumane handling of unfit animals.
but to the best of our knowledge, they are being dealt with as appropriately as any others.
What should happen to it is that it should be humanely euthanized on the spot. It should be killed humanely. And then it doesn't matter what happens to the body. The financial aspects that has driven people to do this, to move animals very inhumanely, to drag them, to winch them on to trailers so that they can be transported live